going back to Hines, what should Bills fans feel about him as a player? You know, what do you anticipate his role being? My thought process was, it's nothing against James Cook. I just feel like if something were to happen to Devin Singletary near the end of the season, then maybe they didn't feel comfortable with a rookie possibly having to lug too much of the load going into the playoffs. Is Hines just insurance? Is he the guy who's going to be the number two?
I think this is about two things. And the number one word is trust. I think the Bills got Nyheim Hines for two reasons. Number one, in case you come into a critical situation, a critical game, you're like, we trust this guy as a veteran more than maybe James Cook. But also, he is a punt returner. Sean McDermott has proven he needs to have somebody back there that he can trust. Mm-hmm. You got Khalil Shakir, who I think we all like. Big situation, weather turns, playoff game. Khalil Shakir's back there. We're all kind of like, okay, make the play, kid. Don't do anything stupid. Now you got Nyheim Hines. I think this does that and allows Shakir to go more into an offensive role. I think this is about trust going forward.
100% agree. It's because Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott and the coaches and the staff have seen Nyheim Hines do it.
Yep.
They haven't really seen Cook do it aside from in college. Right. They've seen him do a little bit here and there in a Bills uniform against NFL defenders. But Nyheim Hines has a body of work that gives peace of mind when you put him on the field. He's not going to screw up. The other thing that I do want to point out is I saw it publicly, but I also heard from people who cover the Colts. It sounds to me like the Bills got their offensive version of Von Miller. Excuse me. Now here's where my voice giving out. Of Von Miller in the locker room.
Really?
A great guy, class individual, a go-to soundbite, but also a motivator, a leader.
Wow.
Now
Tim, we could talk about this. And I know that matters immensely to this organization.
Sure.
I mean,
now it's different when you're coming in week 8.
Right.
Or heading into week 9, really, right? Isn't that what we're doing? Because there's a bye.
Right.
So we're heading into week 9. We're beyond the halfway point of the NFL season. This isn't and a great word that you used, this isn't a long onboarding process like you have with Von Miller. This is a guy who's parachuting into the locker room and is probably going to pick his spots in terms of, hey, we know who Josh Allen is. We know Deion Dawkins is a big personality. Von Miller, all these captains that they have, Mitch Morse. He's not going to come in and be Von Miller. I don't want to say that.
Right.
But in terms of the character, the classiness, the leadership, I've heard nothing but praise about how the Colts are losing a big locker room guy in Nyheim Hines.
And can I get one more thing about the on-field? Let's go back to them losing J.D. McKissick. This is the player they've been after, guys. Yeah. This is him, right? I did a comparison today. I tweeted it out. The per-game averages between Hines and McKissick since Hines came in the league, they're almost exactly the same in the receiving game. They literally have the exact same numbers per game.
If you're a Bills casual Bills fan, well, let's say you don't know anything about Hines, you don't follow the league too much, it's just the Bills, and you only know your own players. What does this tell you about James Cook right now? Does it really mean much of anything? Because Hines isn't necessarily a rental player. I mean, he's under contract for 2 more years. Now, it's not guaranteed money, so, they could do some things during the offseason if they wanted to.
I didn't start thinking about this till later tonight. I actually do think it impacts Devin Singletary. There's no way they're paying. I think that contract that Hines has, which is like $4 and then $5 million, is about what maybe Singletary would have been on the open market for the Bills to retain next year. That's about my thought. I can't see both of them. I think this does mean that maybe that's closer to allowing Devin Singletary to move on.
As far as Cook, I think it is just giving him that much more of a runway towards his NFL career. He doesn't have the pressure of being that guy in week 19 or whatever week 20 it is in the playoffs, and he takes that swing route out of the backfield and he drops it in the flat. I'm thinking back on Devin Singletary and Zach Moss having their issues with either fumbles or drops. I think this allows James Cook to just earn his way a little bit more and not be under pressure to have to be the guy on Sunday or Monday night.